Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Show Me Show podcast for episode 63. We have a packed show today, an important show. As promised, we have Ryan Jostes on the show. We're talking all kinds of stuff with Ryan, the upcoming Blue Jay season, his Mizzou football commitment, and various other Ryan things included in that interview as well. So get excited for that. We'll send you over to that right after we run down what we're going to talk about in the show. We also got some hockey talk, not really, but it's there. So you can't call us out for not talking about hockey. Tough scene of the week. NBA playoffs talk. Game 7 of Heat Celtics took place. And we have our say hellos and kiss it goodbyes to end the show. And yeah, I'm excited. Luke's excited. We had a good interview. Some weird audio stuff here and there, but pretty good for the most part. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. And I'm going to send you over to Ryan Jostes interview.
All right, we finally have him. Here he is, Ryan Jostes. We've talked about having him on for a little bit, and he is finally here. So Ryan, welcome. Thanks for coming on, man. Yeah, no problem. We're excited for this one. We've got a boatload of questions for you, and we're also very excited for you for your senior season and Mizzou coming up. So we're just gonna jump right into it. First things first, Ryan. How have the first 2 days of Blue Summer been for you?
Definitely different. I'd say overall, if there was one word to describe it, probably tremendous. As in a tremendous amount of people, a tremendous change, and just a tremendous outcome. There's 250 something people coming to these workouts. I think it's tremendous.
Is it tremendous? It's a tremendous in a good way, though, right?
Tremendous.
Okay, so we've got all the programs here this summer, right?
I think besides baseball,
we
don't know what they're doing.
They're taking it off
after that Georgia game.
Yeah, I don't blame them. All right, this is kind of personal towards football. Do you like signing off?
Like the hashtag sign off?
Yeah.
It took me a minute to kind of get adjusted and to fully understand what it means, but I can see what it means with the you put your name on something, you want it to represent you, so you want to sign it off. You don't want to do like a halfway job and then put your name on it and then everybody look at it and be like, Cam Milheiser does a halfway job. You got to sign off. You want to be proud of what you sign off. So every day, sign off.
I like that, actually. That putting it like that makes it sound a lot better. I'm all in no matter what on signing off. I will tweet sign off no matter what, but that makes it sound even better. Obviously, we're only 2 days into summer stuff, and this was the first year we got to do spring football. You guys got to do spring football, which I was excited for you guys for that. But how excited are you to just put on pads and really start getting after it? I mean, right now you can't even really touch and hit anybody. So how excited are you for that?
I cannot wait. Spring football is like a teaser. Like you're just there in shorts and a t-shirt. You don't even have a helmet on, going against the air. Sometimes you hit a pad. And to me, I mean, the best part about football is taking somebody in front of you and throwing them on the ground. And you can't do that in spring football. So it's kind of like gotten me more anxious and more excited to get to the actual thing of grabbing somebody and throwing them onto the track. Or that's a metaphorical, not actually throw them onto the track, as we learned that last year.
That's the classic Michael Orr. Yeah. Not to get all sappy, and we'll get into Coach Klein, but like you miss Coach Eflin too, right? Like a little.
I certainly do. He was there for, the first coach that came. Casey Woods invited me to the first coach that came to visit me was the tight ends coach at the time from Mizzou, Casey Woods. The second semester of my sophomore year, first semester of my sophomore year, during that football season, he invited me to a game day. I remember Coach Heflin texting me saying he was making his way up, and I was through the roof, ecstatic. Mizzou's been my thing for years. I didn't think that would be the first like visit I'd go on, so I was through the roof. Coach Heflin was there for that. He's been there to teach me all the things I need to know since freshman year, and I do give him a lot of. I think that he really put me where I am today. So it is sad when he's leaving my senior year, but better things for him. It's a better opportunity, better everything. So I'm glad he got to do that.
Yeah, me too. And I mean, he gets to go home, and I don't blame him. He's had some stuff happen here personally for himself, so the opportunity to go home, I don't blame him for that at all. Give us some insight though on Coach Klein, because as far as we know, he's just the guy kind of with a genuinely funny picture on Huddle. Kind of looks like PC Principal a little bit. So give us some insight into him. How has he been with you guys through spring ball? I know he was still, I think, in Blue Springs or Kansas City, so he wasn't able to be down there as much. But how's he been so far with you guys?
I think that he definitely is. He's different, but I think different in a good way. Uh, Not saying that anything that Coach Heflin did was bad, but I'm saying that like both ways are good. It's just completely different, a completely new thing to learn. Like when I got a sneak peek at the playbook like a month or two ago, it was all out of gun, nothing under the center. And that's not what Blue Jay football is used to. I don't did we go out of gun at all out of the last couple
Not
years?
unless it was a dire situation to pass the ball,
Yeah,
like end of
so
the half type of situations.
so I mean, it's a big change, but if we can figure it out, then I think that it could be good. Uh, I think that it could help us. And I think that the way he coaches is we're going to get this done, and we're going to get it done fast, and we're going to get it done right. Uh, and he really does put in the time and the effort. And I think that we are going to be, I think it's safe to say we're going to be all right as a program.
Yeah, I think so too.
So, you guys get new helmets this year for the programs. How cool really are they?
I don't really pay attention to the designs and what some may call drip, you know. Uh, so I really don't care. I don't look at it. Like I wear it. I mean, I might look at like Landon. Landon would be a good guy to look at for the drip. Uh, but one thing I noticed, we have a stripe that would typically go all the way down, only goes about halfway, and that's really the only thing that I don't agree with. I do like the metallic Blue Jay. I think that it was time to move from the W to the Blue Jay to go along with the newer and more, what's the word, present logos.
Modern.
Yeah, modern.
All right, so we were just talking about Coach Klein's PC Principal looking profile picture. Ryan, there is one we have to talk about involving you, and I'm a Ryan defender till I die, but we have to ask about that picture in the weight room where you look unbelievably large.
Okay.
What happened there? I've been saying it's photoshopped. I don't think it's real. I still don't, but
I don't think it's,
it is. We have it right here. You can take a
I know,
closer look at it.
trust me, I have seen it many times. To be honest, I don't know what happened. I think it was the worst case scenario that could have happened for a picture happened. We're in the middle of doing these what are they called? Jump, where you jump with the
Power jumps.
power jumps. Yeah, we're in the middle of doing these power jumps. I just got done. I'm taking a deep breath. It's a 0.5 picture, zooming out, kind of extending the picture. I also was in the middle of gaining a lot of weight.
But
That was really, I saw it on Twitter and I about cried.
yeah, I mean, there was some people saying that you looked fat in there, and I didn't like those comments.
Yeah.
And that's why I
Well, I
still
mean,
think it was shopped. But
I do look fat there, and I don't know what else to say.
you're not fat. I'll tell you that. But that image, we just had to bring it up. That is, I don't know what happened there.
I'm happy you brought it up.
It might be the shorts too. I don't know. You kind of was Cheflin style with the shorts as well.
It was one of those early morning workouts. I don't know what's going on here. But I'm glad you brought it up. It boosts my confidence to go back to tight end.
Yeah. Which you will not be doing, but all right. So speaking of that, how big are you right now?
My most recent weigh-in was two. Actually, I went to the doctor today. 290. 290. Do you want my height and all that too?
If you want.
I really don't even know what my height is right now. I think I measured that like 6 months ago. 6'6" something, 290. Ryan Jostes, Washington High School, class 2020. Sorry.
Oh, wrong thing there. So is there any like programs that Mizzou has you on right now?
Not currently. I think they want to focus on me in my senior year at my high school and not to move on too quickly. They do give me some workouts because I'm changing from tight end to tackle, so I got to work on the pass setting and all that kind of stuff. So they do give me some workouts and drills to work on footwork and technique with that kind of stuff, but they don't necessarily give me like a diet or like a workout plan as of yet.
So are you in the 1,100-pound club right now?
I am.
You are. Okay. Do you know your numbers right now?
I recently maxed out at 315 for bench. The last max I did for squat was in January, which was 500. And I haven't maxed out in cleans in, I don't know, a year and a half maybe. And that was 285 last time.
Okay, so right there. Yeah. And going back to what you were talking about, Mizzou setting some stuff up for you in terms of workouts and whatnot for pass blocking. That's another good thing about Coach Klein's offense. We're gonna throw the ball this year, so that's also gonna help you out. So that's really a blessing in disguise when you think about it.
Yeah, it is one of the pros that, I mean, I've definitely talked. Trust me, me and my dad and my grandpa have talked about this pass setting stuff, and it is definitely a great thing that a lot of plays will be out of gun and throwing. So I get to work on the stuff I'll be doing in college and perhaps the next level after college.
Exactly. Let's see where we at. Okay. Tell us about the backwards Blue Jay hat. What can someone expect when they see Ryan Jostes rocking the Blue Jay hat backwards?
I don't know if you've noticed. It's been retired. It's unfortunate. It's definitely unfortunate to hear. I haven't really made a public announcement yet. This hat is pretty recent. It's been about a month of me trying it out. I was uncertain at first. But, that hat has been around for about 10 years, every day wearing it. The smell has become unbearable. I've washed it many times. No matter how many times you've washed it, it has a permanent smell of, I don't even want to explain it. So it's in a trash bag right now, in a Ziploc, one of those big Ziploc bags in the freezer somewhere. Maybe one day when I have grandkids, I'll bring it out and show it to them. Maybe not for long. I don't want to cause another, pandemic, but for now, that's where it is. But it definitely was a staple to my character.
I agree. And it's nice that you put it in the freezer too, because you're almost like you're keeping it safe. You're keeping it alive. Mm-hmm. And you can, like you just said, you can bust it out in the future out of the freezer and boom. You could probably even throw it on. If you really wanted to go that far, you could throw it on later down the road and just see what happens.
We'll see.
We'll see. Okay. That's interesting that it's retired.
Okay. So the next question. Me and Cam always think it's interesting whenever athletes talk about whether or not they watch the sports. or are they just good at them? So, do you watch football on TV, and how much football do you watch TV, or do you just play it?
I do watch football. I'm not like a avid like, oh, this game's on, I'm gonna watch it. But definitely if it's on, I'll be like, all right, I'm watching it. And once we get to the playoffs, then yeah, I watch just about every game. Recently it's kind of crazy as a collegiate football player not to play Madden. I have played very little games of Madden until recently. My dad bought a new Xbox, and I've probably been playing Madden every day for the past 2 months. I don't know if that was just like an addition to your question.
Oh, yeah.
I figured that it's similar to watching.
Yeah. Do you think that playing Madden has made you a better football player?
No,
Luke wrote this question, and it is interesting to think about since we're talking about Madden here right now. You do realize you're going to be in the first ever NCAA football game, right? How that's going to be pretty sweet.
I cannot wait. I'm through the roof right now. Me and my dad used to play the last, what was that, NCAA 14? Yeah. We used to play that every day. And my dad says, after we got this Madden game, he says there's nothing like NCAA. So yeah, I cannot wait to be able to not only play the game, but also see myself, Trevor, Mark. I mean, my best friends play against each other on a video game. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty sweet. Not to mention Ryan Horskamp, he'll be on there as well.
Yes.
Pretty sweet. We're going to talk about some Mizzou stuff right now. So tell us about your Mizzou commitment. You kind of hinted at it earlier, how it's kind of been something that you've thought about forever. But why are you staying home?
Well, it's really a long story that I could definitely shorten up. It's so ever since I've known my grandpa and my family, I grew up in Columbia. Uh, my entire family has been pro Mizzou, and then I met my grandpa when I was about 6 or 7 years old, and learned that he played at Mizzou. And ever since then, I've been going to like 3 Mizzou games a year. It's been every Christmas, birthday, everything has been. I get Mizzou stuff. My childhood room, black and gold everywhere. Uh, it's just been a dream of mine to go play at Mizzou. Not only go to Mizzou, but go play at Mizzou. I mean, it's a dream come true.
So, you just mentioned the dream at playing at Mizzou. Describe the feeling when Mizzou gave you the offer to come play football for them. What was that like?
So I was actually about to leave to go visit Vanderbilt when I got the call from Coach Johnson. He was the offensive line coach at the time, saying, so we've been on this trying to get an offer from Mizzou for a little while. And like I always knew that it would come, but that's why we like went to visit like Illinois and all these other places, because we're like, yeah, like this is a great opportunity. I will go anywhere, and all the people are nice, all the programs are great, and I was so excited to go to all these different places. But we were on the way to Vanderbilt. Coach Johnson called me, let me know that I got the offer, and at the time, like I was speechless for about 30 minutes. I was just sitting alone. I remember I sent a picture of the Mizzou logo to the football group chat. That's all I said. And then about 30 minutes later, I posted it, hugged my dad, but then we still had to go check out other options because, it's business.
Yeah.
So, whenever you got the offer, did you really, was that right then? You knew that's where you were going pretty much?
I was like, wow. Like it was too much to like, you can't just like make a decision on those type of emotions. So I was just like, wow, this is a great opportunity. Like this is a dream come true. Uh, but then I sat on it for about a month because that's a real big decision to make, and I don't want to commit somewhere and then change my mind later. I think I mean, the whole point of committing is like you're there. So I was like, I want to make sure this is the right thing. I'm not going to change my mind. There's nothing else out there. Uh, So yeah, that's basically it.
So what are your thoughts on Coach Drink? You've been to his house, correct?
Twice.
Twice. Okay, that's a sweet flex. All right, you must like what he's building at Mizzou, but what thing stood out from maybe some of the other coaches? Maybe besides throwing aside that Mizzou has just been, you've wanted to go there forever. What do you like about Coach Drink?
I like how I think he's building something a lot bigger than what it is. So he got there and it wasn't in the greatest spot when he got there. And he's slowly, but I mean, he's been to a bowl game every year since he's gotten there. That's a lot more to say than other places. And I think he's slowly making more and more additions. And I think with the defense this year, how many returning people that could have gone to the NFL? I think it's like 6 or 7. Uh, and we have an abundance of quarterbacks to choose from, and we have Luther Burden. I think that uh, it's really heading in a great direction. And with the new offensive coordinator Kirby Moore and the way he runs his offense, I think that this year and the years to come are going to be great.
Would you say that Coach Drink is probably your best relationship there, or what coaches do you feel like you're closest with? You mentioned Cody Johnson, the offensive line coach. Is there any other ones?
Well, Coach Johnson actually left maybe 2 months ago, a month ago. Coach Drinkwitz called me immediately, let me know. There's a new offensive line coach, Coach Jones. We're starting to build a relationship. He seems like a really great guy, and I'm looking forward to work with him. The tight ends coach, Coach Link, he's a really great guy. And a lot of the recruiting coordinators are really good. Coach Bland, he's really good. Um, and then other than that, Coach Drinkwitz texts me 3, 4 times a week. Every Monday, he sends me something about what's great about Mizzou and what we have to look forward to. So yeah, I'm real excited for that.
Can you give us maybe an insight on one of those things that he sent?
Like, what was it? It was today or yesterday. He sent me something that Mevis, the kicker, said about why he chose Mizzou, and that it's easy to go to like somewhere like Ohio State or Georgia or Alabama and just win, and but sit on the sideline. It's one thing to go to somewhere like Mizzou where it's building up and going up in the rankings uh, and earn it. Like you get to be a part of that. Yeah, you're a part of it at a powerhouse school, but it's another thing to actually go there and earn it.
Yeah, it's actually, pretty similar to a lot of stuff Coach Heflin preached too. I feel like go out and earn it. Playing a bunch of big city schools, you're the only school across the river. Go up and earn it. This is something that you may not know the answer to yet, but do you think you'll go up at semester's end this year after the fall semester?
Oh yeah, I've known that for a few months now. I've already got it lined up to where I'll be there in January.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I look forward to working out with the team. I'm basically gonna have a whole another year to hopefully get playing time my freshman year.
Yeah, learn the playbook, and all that stuff. Um, how how many schools still try to like contact you, even though you've been committed for a while? You don't have to give me like an exact number, but like, do a bunch still try to ring you up? Because I mean, you were talking about how you want to stay committed, but I mean, there's countless guys across the recruiting ranks across the whole nation. They'll commit to a school, coaches will keep calling, eventually they'll decommit, go somewhere else, or look at all their options. How many teams are still trying to contact you?
So still get letters every week from different various schools. Uh, there's still coaches that come to the high school and talk to me. I still get texts and DMs on Twitter asking me about my commitment and stuff. Yeah, I'd say probably there's probably about 15 schools, and like some will stop and then more schools will come, but about 10 to 15 schools regularly still send mail, come to the school, and stuff like that.
Interesting. That's pretty crazy because it's not crazy in today's landscape, but I think it's crazy for me and Luke to think about, because you've been committed, but they still come calling.
So before Mizzou, you visited a ton of schools. What were some of the top schools before Mizzou gave you the
Top
offer?
schools definitely were Illinois, Vanderbilt, Kentucky, and Iowa State. Those are my, and then I've always loved K-State. I never got the offer, but I went to a camp and a game day visit, and I thought that they had something really good going over there. I actually went to the K-State game against Mizzou, where it was unfortunate for Mizzou, but yeah, those are my 5 other schools that I was really looking at.
Yeah, that's a good group.
So Kansas State is playing Mizzou again this year, but
Mhm.
at Mizzou this time. Are you going to that game?
Yeah, I plan on going to basically all the home games that I can make. And even the one in St. Louis against Memphis, I'm probably going to try and make it up there. I don't know how that's going to work, if I'm going to have to pay for it or not. But we'll see. I'll be at just about every home game.
Yeah, that's exciting. I really enjoy when they put games in St. Louis. It's been a while. I actually went to the last one, Mizzou versus Illinois, the last bragging rights game that they had. Obviously, they still do basketball, which is awesome, but it is fun in the Dome. So I'm excited for that one too. I'm pretty sure I'll be going to that one as well. This is a question that you also might not know the answer to yet. Do you know what you're going to major in college?
I'm not like exactly like this is what I'm going to do. It's going to be something with business. I'm 90% sure, just because that's what my dad and my grandpa have done, and they're pretty successful, and they both went to Mizzou to do it. Uh, so yeah, probably something with business. Not exactly sure which type yet.
Do you ever just think about how cool it is going to be that you are going to be playing on national television in the upcoming years? How cool is that to think about, or is that something that you don't really think about? Because I know I would think about that. That's sweet.
It's definitely hard to fathom, especially since like it's every kid's dream. Like I am so incredibly blessed to be able to do it. Uh, I definitely thank God every night. I'm like, wow, this is something that everybody like. This is every kid's dream. I get to do it, especially school, homeschool. It's it's a great feeling.
Yeah. That was my dream growing up. I'm pretty sure that was Luke's dream growing up, maybe for baseball, but yeah, that's going to be awesome.
And then one more thing about Mizzou. Do you have any certain game or tradition that you are looking forward to most when you go to attend Mizzou?
What is it? Uh, September 27th, 2024, 2025, maybe something like that.
I think 2025.
2025. It's one of those days. I think they're playing that one team from where is that?
Oh man, it smells really bad there. I don't.
That's somewhere out west.
Yeah.
Uh, hmm.
Mm.
So Lawrence. I
Oh.
know it's in
Oh
Lawrence.
yeah. Yeah.
Lawrence, Kansas.
Oh
Kansas. Yeah.
yeah. That's cool.
I'll be there. I will
Yeah.
be there.
That would be awesome.
That's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be a great game.
Yeah.
When was the last time? 2009.
I believe so. Yeah. One of the last
They
few
were both
years
ranked. I think Kansas was second, Mizzou was third, or maybe it was first and second, something like that.
at Arrowhead. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great. I cannot wait for that rivalry to come back.
Yeah. Me
I hope
too.
it continues. I hope they extend it from not just those 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Me too. All right. So we've got just a few more things here. What kind of offense can we expect to see from the Jays this year? So we kind of talked, it's from the gun. Is it still? I mean, because the last 5 years we've been so run heavy. Are we still going to be leaning on the big guys up front? I mean, obviously we will be, but you always are, no matter what. But are we going to be running the rock a lot, or are we going to start slinging around some? You think?
It's from what I've talked to with the coaches and from what I've heard, it's still going to be run first, but we're definitely going to be throwing more. So I think that will open up the box for us more, and because it's like we did it, but it's still kind of hard to, when there's 10 people in the box and we're running Celtics, it gets hard sometimes, but we were still able to do it. So I think those passes that'll open it up, make the box open up, and then just completely hammer them up the middle once they open up. I think that'll work out good for us.
Yeah, and we've got some stud guys coming back as well. You mentioned Landon as well. I'm very excited for that. I'm excited to see what it looks like. New look. Man, what is? I guess the Jamboree is what, the 18th? Do you have that marked on your calendar yet? I think that might be when it is.
I do not. I'm still trying to figure out this summer.
Yeah. Speaking of Blue Summer, just you can just give a head nod if you want. Did you pay?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I know that there's a special guest, 2-year graduate, Samuel Rost. He has not paid, but he's there. He works out with me. It's fun. It's definitely fun.
Sam's not going to pay.
Yeah,
so,
no, he's not.
No, he's not going to pay. What's your favorite play in football right now?
Favorite play? Like, can I use our terminology?
You can use our terminology, or if you just want to use Ryan's imagination to describe football plays the best way he can.
There was no better play to me than Vermont Vikings back. Last year was great, but I feel like me as a little sophomore going with Sam and going with Trevor, the big D1 guy, like this was before I was like a heavy recruit, just double teaming, taking 3 people with us, and then just falling on 3 people. There's nothing better than that. And getting to do it with like your best friends, like that is something I hope that we can do this year too.
That's football. That is literally football, yes. Right there.
That is like I have great dreams at night. I'm asleep sleeping. I'm thinking about me and Trevor taking somebody from Fort Zumwalt East, taking him, throwing him into another guy, throwing him into another guy, and then us both landing on all 3 of them, and then you or Landon running behind us. Touchdown, Blue Jays, 6 points. Nothing better than that. Oh, I get chills thinking about it. I cannot wait. It's making me want to like go put pads on right now and go hit somebody.
Well, don't hit us, but yeah, I agree. I mean, man, veer option was awesome with you guys up there. I know you guys are going from the gun this year, but I hope you guys can still incorporate some of the good old triple option with some of that. Any personal goals for you this upcoming season? I mean, you're committed to Mizzou, but it's still a team game, obviously, and you're one of the biggest team guys I know. So any personal and team goals coming up for you guys this season?
I want to make sure I and our class leaves this program how it was. Like, there's nothing better. My sophomore year, first year on varsity, you, Sam, Wyatt, all those guys taking us to Buffalo Wild Wings. Like, me as a little sophomore, like that was like, wow, I really like this program. I want to make the other younger guys feel like that, so they can just carry on. Blue Jay football.
Exactly. That's a perfect answer, and that's exactly how I wanted to leave it too. And big props to honestly some of the guys that really came before us, because for a while there the program was in the dumps. So, and they took it out from the depths. So this one's way more personal. Who's had the biggest impact on your football career thus far? You've talked about your dad and your grandpa, but who is it?
It's tough to pick for a definite out of the two, but I'd say probably my dad, because like we'll go the morning workouts and then we'll have another workout by ourselves, and then after that I'm dead. I'm like, Dad, please, I'm so tired. We'll go up to St. Charles and do a position workout at Elite. They'd be like, come on, it's just an hour and a half at 8:30 at night. Then we have football the next morning. But yeah, he's definitely pushed me to do a lot more than what I thought I could, and then what I think I can do. Like, after football, you're like sore, can't move, dehydrated. And he's just like, you got more. And oh yeah, not to mention driving me to all these different visits. He was the one with the camera recording me everywhere. That film I got where it's just like not the huddle. And he would send that out to every college coach in literally the country, every single coach. So yeah, real big props to him. He definitely helped me a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's an awesome answer as well. We do have a few more, and then we'll wrap it up. What's the most food you've eaten in one sitting at once?
All right. This takes a little bit of thinking. There's different times, and I almost need a phone a friend to know for sure, but we don't have time for that, I don't think. And I don't know who I would phone, because I do sometimes wake up in the kitchen with all the food on the table, and I'm just like, how did I get here? You know what I'm saying? I don't know exactly how many chicken wings I've eaten at Buffalo Wild Wings on Wing Wednesday. It's been a lot. We have the local restaurant Franklin's where you can get like 3 meals for $20. Do you want what do you like, calories? You want calories?
Throw in a number for calories.
At once, I'm definitely above 3,500. No doubt in my mind that, now that I'm thinking about it, Moe's, the pizza buffet, like I can't go in there but once a year. Like that. I mean, people say make the diabetes jokes, but it's serious. Like
you'll clean out Moe's.
Yeah,
definitely. You went to Romania recently, right? Romania.
Split, Croatia.
Mm-hmm. How disappointing were the portions of food there?
Okay. This is actually the main thing I took back from that. It's like I enjoyed it. It was the best vacation I've ever been on. Got to meet my sister, got to see all these different places. But you get this much, you get a tablespoon of ketchup for each thing you get. And I'm sure you've seen me at like Big Boys and other places. You need at least a bottle of ketchup or any sauce. You need a sauce with your food. They are tight on the sauce and tight on the water. Like the water bottles, like they give you a water bottle. So I mean, I enjoyed it. I was going through this was before Croatia, this picture you showed me. I think it was probably a blessing to go over there and eat like a European for a day, like having pineapples for breakfast and then like a steak for dinner, and that's it. I'm not used to that,
Yeah, that is interesting how they're so much different from us, but I guess that's also why they aren't facing a diabetes, obesity epidemic all the time like we are. But that is interesting. So Ryan, 2 more questions here, and then you're free to go. Ryan, why do you hate the Easter Bunny so much?
All right, that's an emotional question. It all started when I was younger. Uh, I witnessed the Easter Bunny inside of my house. People laugh now. I laugh now, but it's been a sorry, it's been a sensitive subject ever since. And I think that he is I don't think he's very nice. I think that, like, why would a bunny have eggs?
Yeah, why would he just enter your home?
Why would he come in your home and leave eggs? He's a bunny. Where would he get the eggs? And then they let him come around our school and go into all these religious events. See, I haven't done enough research to know if he's actually a part of the like religious thing, or if he's just like one of the characters that come up through it. But I don't think that he needs to be bringing around eggs everywhere. Hoppity hop hop, hoppity hop hop. I don't think so.
It is weird. You mentioned the religious stuff. The Easter Bunny was actually derived from a satanic religion.
Really?
He was used to represent
Makes
like
sense.
Satan. So
Well, maybe that's why I have harsh feelings towards the Easter Bunny.
that could be. All right. And then I have a question here. Very, very random. But who are your top 3 people of all time?
Ooh.
Okay. Let's see. Charles Sayre.
Okay.
Kyle Woodsmall, and Colonel Sanders.
All right. Any reason behind it?
Three great gentlemen.
Beautiful way to put it. And then we have one question here. The top question from the fans that they wanted. I think it's a great question as well. What's your favorite high school memory so far? Obviously, you're not done yet, but what has been your favorite high school memory thus far?
Probably Wing Wednesday, for sure. That tradition was a great tradition. Short-lived. I think it was only like 2 months, maybe, and then scattered around here or there. But getting the fellas in some car, multiple cars, drive to Wentzville, buy one, get one free wings. It's a bad day to be a chicken when the Blue Jays are in Wentzville, on a Thursday. Or a Tuesday, they have bone-in wings, but not a lot of people can do stuff on Tuesdays because Thursday's the Friday, But yeah, that's probably the greatest high school memory so far. Wing Wednesday on a Thursday.
That's a great answer, and I'm just saying I would not be opposed to just one more Wing Wednesday over the summer. I mean, it's right there.
It is.
It's right there for the taking.
30 minutes away. All you can eat. What is it? 40 wings for $20.
Only
$20. Yeah, there you go.
You really can't go wrong. Bring a $20 bill and some change. You're good.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Ryan. Well, I think that's pretty much it, man. So thanks for coming on. Yeah.
Do you have any questions for us? We should probably ask that.
No.
Okay.
perfect.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wish you the best of luck this upcoming football season. I can't wait to watch you guys. I'll be at Mizzou this year as well, so I guess I'll probably be watching on if they stream it on the YouTube. But I'm gonna try to catch as many games as I can. I'm super proud of you guys.
You got to come to one game on the sideline so I can come do my hello cam
Yes.
thing.
Definitely, yeah. If Coach Klein will permit. If Coach Klein will
I'm
permit.
sure. You're a legendary quarterback at the Washington High School.
All right,
At least to my dad.
that's true. Shout out Clayton. All right, awesome. Thanks for coming on, Ryan.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. So I hope you enjoyed the Ryan interview. We enjoyed having Ryan up here with us. But yeah, some other sports things have been taking place. We're actually going to start with some NHL, kinda.
Who would
So
have thought that?
I just wanted to point out that it turns out the Las Vegas Knights did not sweep the Dallas Stars, like I said in the last show. So hand up, that's on me. But they did finish that series up 2 nights ago. I want to say they won 6-0, so 2 field goals, and they clinched that series 4-2. They did let Dallas hang around for a little bit, but it will be a Florida Panthers versus Las Vegas Golden Knights series. And the only really wild thing about this series is that another 8 seed from Miami is playing in the finals. And the two major sports that have seeding like this, 2 8 seeds from Miami in the finals of their respective sports. How bonkers is that, Luke? I mean,
this is it is incredible that they're both from the same place. They're both 8 seeds, and they're both facing the top seed in the West in their respective finals. So all of that, it is really, really crazy. We were so close to having an exact 4. If Seattle would have won that Game 7 against Dallas, it would have been the 1-7 in the West in both sports versus the 2 and the 8 in the East in both sports. So that's how close we were to just insanity. That would have been truly epic. But the fact that both of these teams, they both went up 3-0 too. Obviously, the Heat, they procrastinated closing out that series, but they got it done. They got the job done. 0-3. We're talking about hockey right now. I'm going to the NBA. Hockey. The Florida Panthers versus the Golden Knights. They were some of the top teams last year. I think Florida was the 1 seed. I actually think the Knights missed the playoffs. Now I'm thinking about it. They were just short. But the Knights have a really good team. They've been building for years and years. This is the first time they've been to the finals since 2018, which was their first year in existence. They went to the finals. How crazy is that? They're coming back this year. They're new and improved. They're better. And Florida has the same team as last year. They just have a different coach. That's the only difference. Florida, I think, they might be the best 8 seed of all time, because if you remember the stuff that was going on earlier this year with the Chicago Blackhawks and their sexual assault stuff that was going on, the Florida Panthers coach, Joel Quenneville, was the head coach of that Blackhawks team. So he was caught up in those allegations and stuff. He resigned at the beginning of this year. Resigned. After that, if you look at the schedule for the Panthers, they went into a lull. They started playing very mid, sometimes bad hockey, and really kind of took them out of the playoff race. And then they were able to fight back and literally the last day sneak in. Everyone thought it was going to be Pittsburgh Penguins. They fall out. They lose a very bad game on the last day of the year. Florida sneaks in. And because of that, because the Pittsburgh Penguins lost that last game of the year, we now have the Florida Panthers in the Stanley Cup Finals, etched in history, and the potential, if they beat this Golden Knights team, all their names are going on the Stanley Cup. And that team that was the 1 seed last year, that team that was predicted to be so good going into this year, maybe they didn't have the regular season that they wanted, but here they are. They're beating, countless. They beat the best team of all time, the best regular season team of all time, which is another crazy thing, that both Boston teams lost to an 8 seed, which might be the first time ever that that's happened.
I would assume so. So yeah. I guess I will. You know what? I think I might go. No. I think I'll ride with the Panthers. Panther up, if that's what it is. I don't think that is, but Panther up. Panthers in 6.
I did see a notification today. I didn't look at it extensively, but the Panthers actually, like in college football, they'll have something for turnovers on defense or touchdowns. They'll have a memo. The Panthers have a dog bone that they have, and they pass it around to the player of the game after they win. They get the dog bone. So we had a big last week we talked about dogs, who's got the dog in them. The Panthers, they're embracing the dog in them at the moment.
But a panther's a cat, though, right?
Yeah, that's kind of it's opposite.
So it's cats that have dogs in them. Okay,
Panther's a fierce cat, I'd say.
Yeah, still a feline, but yeah, okay, that's fine. That works still. You got any prediction here?
Man, dude, I really do think I think it's the best team in the West. the Golden Knights. And I think it's at least a top 3 team in the East. I mean, obviously Boston, you could say was better, but I mean, Florida beat them. I know I picked the Rangers coming out, but they had some flaws. They were a very flawed team. I think the Florida Panthers, if you really just look at their roster, they were a really complete team. They were underrated coming into this playoffs. Did anyone expect them to go this far? I don't think so. But I did expect them to put up a fight against Boston. I think I remember saying that. But man, what did you take? What was your prediction?
Panthers in 6. But you know what? I'm going to bump it up to 7. Panthers in 7.
Oh, yeah, I'm going on the road into a – okay. I think this is a little bit of a rest versus rust situation. I think in hockey, the rest maybe isn't the best thing for you, which seems weird because it's like, oh, you get time to, recoup and stuff. I think if you're rolling in hockey. And Florida was very much rolling. I mean, they beat the Leafs in 5 games. They won the last 3 games in the Boston series. They were down 3-1. So in their last 9, in their last 12 games, they've only lost once. They're 11-1 in their last 12 games. They were rolling. They're going to have a week off. I don't know when the NHL finals start. I think it's Friday. That's over a week off for them. They clinched like last Tuesday. So they're going to have 9 days off. They were hot. They were rolling. If it started 3 days after they clinched, I think they win this series. But I think their momentum is going to be stopped a little bit, and I'll take Vegas in 6.
All right. Well, that's hockey talk. So
yeah, that was the most hockey talk we've done.
I think that's actually probably the longest. No, I'm sure we may have had like a Blues rant somewhere along the line throughout the history of the show. But yeah, that was definitely one of the longest hockey talk sessions.
Yeah, I think maybe like dating back to last year when they beat the Avalanche and all that Kadri stuff was going on. We definitely talked about it. And maybe even for the NHL lottery, we might have talked about it longer too. But
oh yeah, but hard. All right, so we'll do tough scene of the week here, and then we'll talk NBA and say hello, kiss goodbye, and then you'll be on your way out. I'll start. So on Saturday night, my phone bricked, and I lost everything. And by meaning I lost everything, I mean I've been texting people today, can you please send me your phone number? I don't have it in my contacts. Or Jake, can you please send me the picture of Ryan looking really fat? I don't have it in my camera roll anymore, and I need it for the show today. Thank you. Or no, I don't have any of those apps right now. And a big thing that happened was that I struggled with today and last night that was really stressful is apparently I don't know any of my passwords either. So I had to reset a bunch of them. Luckily, I knew the ones for my emails. And signing up with your phone on stuff is key because then you can just get text messages to help you reset your passwords. That was huge because I don't know any of my passwords.
See, that's the beauty of using just one password for everything. I have one password, and it's a base. It's just a bunch of random letters, but I've used it so much that I memorize it. And then at the end, I have a bunch of different configurations. So if I type in one password, doesn't work, I'm like, okay, I type in the one with that different ending configuration, and I have 3 different ones. I think I might have added a 4th for something, but it's like websites I never use. So that really helps me because then it's got to be one of them. It's got to be one of them.
Well, what happened was I had recently, like within the year, I had to change all my passwords because I got this huge notification on my phone that said my information was part of a data breach. And I think, did I tell you? I think I told you this. I like a bunch of websites, my emails and my passwords got breached. Now, most of it doesn't mean shit because, it's just like your fantasy football password or whatever. But I got the big one that was really concerning to me was I got signed out of my DH gate and my cards were on there. So like I had to reset that and start a whole new one of that. But luckily I think I only had an account on there with maybe $100 something on one of the cards. So I kind of lucked out there, but I ended up changing all my passwords after that because that scared the hell out of me and I just couldn't remember them after that. So yeah. And then all my app data, game data, gone forever. Like, for example, me and my friend Wyatt, we had a Minecraft world dating back to middle school that we had literally on Minecraft. It'll show you how many hours you've put into worlds and stuff like that. Weeks worth of hours, real life hours, weeks worth. That world is just gone. All kinds of.
Does he still have access to it though?
No, because it was like just something that was on my phone. It wasn't like a realm or like a server or anything like that. It was just gone. All kinds of different apps and stuff that had info on it. That's gone. Nothing was synced up to my cloud. Everybody's been talking about the cloud to me a lot lately. I wasn't connected to the cloud because all the storage was already taken up in the cloud by my sister. So there's that. And the worst part was losing 12,000 photos and 1,000 videos because those date back to phones, all the way back to early middle school, all throughout high school. Pictures of friends, family, probably like 5,000 or 6,000 different memes that Luke knows I have so much shit. Send it all the time.
So much. It's so organized too.
So good, so funny. I can literally just scroll through my phone and make myself laugh off of dumb stuff from years ago, and it's all gone. So it's kind of actually a little sad, but yeah. All I can say is Tom Foolery got the best, and that's what
you were unprepared for a situation like this.
I was unprepared for a situation like this. I lost. Shout out. I think it was Lil Uzi. I don't know if that's him.
Oh, no, that is where he goes, well,
I lost. I lost that video too. I don't have any basic meme videos at all. I'm starting from scratch. I do have, I guess, 4 things on my camera roll now. After the Ryan interview, I took a picture of my work schedule, and I have the Michael Jordan I'm back picture as the first thing in my camera roll, and that's pretty much it. So mega tough scene, set me back another brick, aka over $1,000 out of pocket. So just a tough scene, tough Memorial Day weekend. So
that's incredible. It's a double whammy tough scene. I feel like our tough scenes just keep getting worse and worse every single time. I mean, the last time I completely broke my golf club, my driver, which is at least $100, and then I scratched my dad's car with a broken stick. So that's a few hundreds worth of dollars. And then you had what was the one before that you had that was bad?
Oh man, I guess would that be 2 episodes ago?
At least I would say.
Oh man, I know.
I'll look it up real quick, but man,
no, 2 episodes ago, tough scenes was Luke's outfit to the game. Me and Colin missed 99-cent corn dog. I wouldn't say that was too. I mean, that's a tough scene, but let's see.
Cam was sick. Black Hole.
Oh yeah, I did get sick.
ABC uses blah blah blah. Dylan Brooks.
Oh, I
slept with a spider.
Yeah, black spider.
Yeah,
that was a couple tough ones too.
Yeah. You slept with the spider and then you smacked your phone into your nuts.
Oh yeah, that was really bad. That was a tough 10 minutes. And then I got sick, really sick too. That was a tough week.
Yeah, this is like you know how Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura, they constantly they go back and forth each Christmas, or is it their birthdays? But basically
birthday.
Okay. They just give each other gifts, but each birthday they one up. So like let's say the first birthday it's Tom's birthday, Bert gives him a pack of baseball cards. The next time when it's Bert's birthday, Tom will give him a box of Legos, and they just keep going up. They increase the price every single time. I think most recent it was a boat, and then most recently Bert Kreischer got Tom Segura Hitler's teacup. Mm-hmm. And so this is like, it's me and Cam with tough scenes. We just keep going back and forth. They just keep getting more expensive going back and forth. So
watch out for Luke's next week.
I mean, this is talking about losing everything I have in my phone, plus a band for a new phone. So this, I am very worried, to say the least, because these are not things that you can plan. These are things that happen unexpectedly. So I'm thinking, like, the only way I can one up you is if I like totaled my car or something. If I totaled my car, then you're like $10,000. That's if I somehow bounce back, then you're even because you gotta bounce back then. So
I'll be dead. I think if you total your car, I think the next step is just I'm dead. That's the next step.
you just die.
I
So guys, my tough scene of the week is Cam died.
and that's kind of just how this show ends, actually. So yeah, that was a tough scene.
Yeah, very much a tough scene. Man, is it that your only tough scene? That's a big tough scene. That's enough to cover like multiple shows worth. My tough scene is just simply that the Atlanta Braves losing a series to the Oakland Athletics. I think they avoided the sweep today. I will check to make sure. Yes, they avoided the sweep, but they did lose the series, and that's a tough scene.
That's tough. I mean, we've gone on and on about the A's on this show. That is one that's hard to come back from a little bit. I mean, it is baseball, but is that really baseball?
Those are going to be games where if they lose the division by 1 or 2 games, they're going to look back and be like, man, why couldn't we beat the A's? That's one that they're going to want to have back.
All right. I guess we'll talk a little NBA playoffs here. Since the last show, I think Game 6 and Game 7. Game 6 was crazy. Ended with a different crazy kind of buzzer beater with Derek White getting, was it Marcus Smart's missed 3?
Yes.
And just putting it back in for the win. Even though the Celtics had that game in the bag, they kind of just dropped the ball. Jimmy Butler kind of just went off in the final couple minutes, who was kind of bad. And honestly, Jimmy was not very good games 4, 5, and 6 until the end.
In the games
6.
They lost.
Yeah, exactly. And he was pretty damn good the other night when they clinched Game 7. So,
yeah, I know that me and you were both rooting for the Heat, obviously, and during that, I mean, when Jimmy Butler made all 3 free throws, we were high-fiving each other, and then like one more stop, Marcus Smart puts it up, and as soon as he missed, we were going nuts. We're like, yes, the Heat to the finals, and then we look up, and it's like, oh, wait, no, Derek White got that off at 0.1 seconds, and it was just, I mean, I sat here right on this couch for probably 10 minutes just in disbelief of what had happened, because I was like, that's a series. It's over. It's going back to Boston. They have all the momentum. But then the Heat, man, talk about regrouping, bouncing back, procrastinating at an all-time level. I mean, talk about they're going up 3-0. They're like, you know what? It's like you get an assignment, like a project, and it's due in 4 weeks, and you're like, you know what? I'm just going to chill for these first 2 weeks. And then it gets 2 weeks away, Game 6, and you're like, oh, maybe we should, put up a fight, let this, maybe do a little bit of research, create the document even, then
name it.
Yeah, name the document.
Maybe read the outline, the syllabus for that.
Yeah, you read the rubric.
Yeah.
You put a title down or whatever. You map out what you're going to do. That's what the Heat did in Game 6. And then in Game 7, which is like the night before, and it's 10 o'clock, and you're like, man, this is doing 1 hour and 59 minutes.
They went to work.
And it's like, it's time to go to work. And then that's when you do some of your best work in your life, is when you're under the gun. And that's what the Heat did. So all-time procrastinating moment there to winning the series. And but yeah, Heat and the Nuggets in the NBA Finals. We already talked about the Nuggets, that series last time. This is going to be some people are hating on this series. I don't know why. I think this is a very fun series. I mean, the Heat it's a fun underdog run. You got the Jimmy Butler story. That's awesome. And then the other end, you got this juggernaut, high-powered offense. You got a superhuman MVP type level player with a team that is also kind of an underdog mindset because they've never won a finals. This is actually their first finals appearance. So it's, this people are hating on it because it's kind of 2 small markets. Miami and Denver are not small markets. They're just not teams that you typically associate with dominance in basketball. Like, they're no Lakers, they're no Celtics, it's no Warriors, something like that. But these are 2 big fan bases and fun teams, really. I think this is really underrated finals and people are hating on it for no reason.
Yeah, and obviously we're going to watch. Obviously us, we are. And you're right. I don't get it too because you know what? the same people that are saying, "Oh, this series sucks," are also the same people that say the NBA Finals is the same teams every single year. It's the same people. They just hate the NBA, and that's fine. But you don't have to spew that shit online.
Just stay away from the NBA talk in
If you
general.
really don't want to watch it, then just don't. You don't have to. Nobody's forcing you to watch this. But it really is those same people that are moaning and groaning about it being the same teams are hating that it's Jimmy Butler ringless versus Nikola Jokic ringless as well. And to us, he's the best player in the world. And I don't even really think it's up for debate right now. So
I mean, there's hardly any players in this series that have a ring. I mean, Jeff Green has a ring. KCP has an asterisk ring.
Haslam,
Haslam, yeah, he's a 3-time winner.
Yeah.
So Haslam, KCP with a bubble ring. Jeff Green. Is there anyone else? I really can't.
Kyle Lowry.
Oh yeah, he was on that Raptors team. Okay,
Yeah.
so we get a few people that have rings, but no one that has a ring other than Haslam. No one has a ring with their current team. So that's interesting.
Yeah,
it would be cool.
And we do have to give some credit to the Celtics.
Even Lowry, Kyle Lowry. They
15.
It was a terrible first quarter shooting wise. But I think we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the stars in this series. Jimmy Butler, the star of the Heat, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, stars of the Celtics. They had their moments in the series, but really the two players that stepped up, and it was really just a battle of these two guys, Derek White for the Celtics and Caleb Martin for the Miami Heat. It was, if you really think about it, those two guys went head to head. Now, Caleb Martin didn't win the finals MVP, Jimmy Butler did, but it was really close. It was only one vote apart. Those two guys, I think I texted you, I was like, the Celtics win this? Derek White's winning the MVP of the series because that's how good he's been. Derek White, Caleb Martin, it was really just a battle of them too throughout the whole series, it was interesting. It was an interesting series, and I hope that we don't get that in the finals. I hope it's not the battle of Aaron Gordon and Haywood Highsmith or something like that. I want it to be Jimmy Butler and Nikola Jokic dominating every game. That's what I want in the finals. So you give me that, I think we're set for a really good finals.
Yeah, I did just realize that I was muted for I think a solid 2 minutes when I was talking about their shooting performance. So I don't know if it caught any of that, but just I guess to recap, Celtics couldn't shoot, Heat could shoot. It was just games 1 through 3 for both teams. So, but yeah, I think I was muted for that. So sorry about that.
Well, I guess that's going to be an interesting listen.
That might just be 2 minutes of silence. I have no idea.
With the occasional comment by me.
Exactly. So yeah, I think that we talked about this. I've got Nuggets in 5, but Heat continue to shock the world, really, and that's why we play the games, Luke. So it would not surprise me if the Heat at least carry it out to 6, even 7, really. But I do have the Nuggets.
Okay. Well, I do take that with high consideration because last year, I remember you picked the Warriors at 6. You picked it exactly how it was. So Cam is currently 1 for 1. He's perfect in NBA Finals predictions. So I do respect that, but I think I'm just going to go with my prediction I made last episode: Nuggets over Heat in 6. I'm sticking with it. I think the Heat will be competitive, but the Nuggets are just They've shown me a lot more than what the Heat have. And obviously, they both show me a lot because they're both here. But the Nuggets are just a better offensive team, and if the Nuggets are on offensively, I just don't see how the Heat can win.
Yeah. It's actually kind of reminiscent of the bubble. I mean, nobody really thought the Heat were going to win against the Lakers. Either that Lakers team, they were cruising. So it's kind of the similar situation.
That was in 6.
Yeah, it was. The Nuggets are cruising right now. So yeah. We're going to watch it. We're going to enjoy it, I think, still. Anyway, haters out there of the NBA, they can just hate, I guess. I don't know. We're going to enjoy that basketball while we still have it.
That's not our problem. Yeah. And then there's one more thing. In the last episode, I noticed that you said you were going to watch a hockey game in this finals. Have you decided which game that's going to be? I feel like you should predetermine this. And then if like the game, obviously game 7, if there's a game 7, you'll watch that. So don't say that. Because if there's a game 7, that's just the second game you're watching, okay? Name another game.
Did I say that?
You did say that. You actually promised it. You said, I promise.
There had to be something on the line, though, for me to promise that.
I don't think so.
I just straight up said I'll watch a hockey game.
I can't remember where it is, but I'll show it to you after the episode. And I guarantee it, because I was driving and I was listening to it. I was like, wow, Cam said he's going to watch a hockey game. So you have to now. You got to pick one. And it can't be game 7, because if it's game 7, then you'll watch 2 hockey games. So.
Oh man, I don't even have an excuse because of the NBA games. They don't collide with each other. Man, that's a tough scene in itself. That's something that I wish I could take back. But
you got to watch a game.
I don't know. I mean, it kind of just depends on how the series go. I'll watch a game. If I said I'll watch a game, I'll watch a game. It's kind of hard to pick though because. Maybe game 4.
Okay, that is a pivotal game in the series.
Yeah.
So
it should be in Miami. Their second game in Miami. It should be pivotal.
You know what? I'll go along with it. I'll one up you though. I'll watch 2 games. So I'm not going to pick game 4 since you did
I'll
that.
be watching 2 games as well because remember I said it's going to go 7. So there you go.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Well, if that's the case, I'll watch 3 games. So I'll watch.
That's a lot.
I don't mind playing, especially Stanley Cup final hockey if it's a close game. Should we have a clause here that if it's 3 goals or more going into the 3rd period, we can turn it off?
Absolutely.
Okay, the blowout clause. You can escape it if it's a blowout.
Yeah, I don't even need a clause to turn it off. I would just say that I watched the game, and I'd be like, well, I saw the 3 goals, so.
That's true,
You
okay.
can't really fight me on that one.
That's valid. I'll watch Game 5, and Game 5 I think it's either going to be a closeout game or it's going to be who takes a 3-2 lead game. That's always a good one to watch. And I don't know when the other games are, but I feel like Game 1 to open up the series, just in Vegas with those rowdy fans in Vegas that just are hockey heads. Those could be fun.
If that's Friday, I'm not watching that game.
I will look it up.
I will find something else to do.
I will look it up. But I'll watch Game 1 and Game 5. I'll put it right now. And then we'll both watch Game 7 if it goes to that.
So you're going to make me watch Game 4 by myself?
Yeah.
That's okay. Oh, wait. But I have orientation next week for college. So if Game 4 is on orientation, I might just skate by.
What we're looking right now. Oh, Game 1 is actually Saturday. And Game 4 is the next Saturday. June 10th.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Game 7 would be on a Monday night, which is just buffoonery.
I might have to switch my game because I think I will not be able to watch on that Saturday. When's Game 5?
Game 5 is Tuesday, June 13th.
Okay. Game 5.
Okay, we could both do Game 5.
Game 5. There we go.
Perfect. How about that?
Sweep.
Oh, man. It's Game 5 and Game 1 for me. Okay, that's hockey talk. NBA talk. We got all our finals predictions off. You want to wrap up the show here with say hello, kiss it goodbye. It's been a great show. I don't think we try not to talk super long here at the end, just because the interview was 45 minutes. So keep it under an hour and a half. Say hello, kiss a goodbye to wrap up the show. Cam, what's your say hellos?
My say hello is my new blank ass phone. It's a nice phone. Like I said, I had to shell out over $1,000 for it. But Luke, there's nothing on it. And another problem is like, yeah, it's mostly the same, but it's kind of like the MacBooks when you first get them. There's some stuff I have absolutely no idea how to do. Like today, I was just trying to turn off my phone, and it started like ringing up Siri multiple times. The phone like dims really fast on my own phone. I had a certain setting set on to where it like never dimmed. It would, which can actually be a problem because if you just leave it on, it'll just stay on. But that's how I used to have it to like upload YouTube videos so your screen wouldn't go black, stuff like that. There's just a lot of features that I just don't know. So, and it's like I said, it's a bare phone. I have nothing on it, and I'm working on getting some stuff on it. So yeah, say hello to that. And my kiss it goodbye is
It's not yet, because I have to say my say hellos. So my say hello, my first one, is the NFL wheel spin segment. So yeah, Cam just had a memory thing there of it. If you guys remember last year, starting in June, we started doing 2 NFL. So I'll just back it up. The wheel spins is we have the wheel of NFL. It has every single NFL team, all 32 of them on it. And starting at the beginning of June, we spin it twice. And whatever team it lands on, we talk about for a minute. Just kind of like preview their season just to kind of get ready for the NFL. Because, it takes multiple weeks to get through all the teams. And the NFL season, the training camp's coming up. It'll be here before we know it. We can almost say hello to that. So we'll do that starting next week, I think, is what it is. So we'll do 2 of them. Once your team is talked about, you're deleted from the wheel. You're no longer in there. And I think we left about 6 teams on the board that we just didn't talk about last year. And I think we'll probably do that again just because it's funny. Like, oh, you know what? You didn't get to talk about on the wheel. I don't think we talked about the Eagles at all, which was a Super Bowl team. So it just makes it funnier.
perfect. But we didn't need to talk about them. They made their own statement. There you go.
Yeah, which is true. So say hello to that. And then also, more of a personal note for me, say hello to Caleb Love. So a few weeks ago, we talked about him re-entering the transfer portal. I said say hello to Caleb Love at Mizzou because I was like, oh, I want Caleb Love. He was a top recruit in the nation from St. Louis area. I'm like, oh, I want him on my team. Mizzou. Didn't commit to Mizzou. It turns out I still get him on my team because he committed to the Arizona Wildcats. And we are just assembling the greatest backcourt in the history of college basketball. We have so many recruits, man. And then we have a lot of returning players like Kylan Boswell. Didn't play much last year because he was only 17 years old. He was a top 10 recruit in the class of 2022, which he actually reclassified to become a year earlier. That's why he was playing when he was 17. He's going to be a stud. We got Caleb Love. We got Bradley, the new the new recruit. We got Pella Larson, stud guy last year for us. We have so many guards that it's. I think someone said this seems like a Michael Porter Jr. situation. Like, oh, we get a lot of hype, but he doesn't really play. Like Caleb Love. If Caleb Love sucks, he's going to the bench because we got enough guys that can come in and replace him. Now, Caleb Love's potential is really good. I'm really excited to have him on there because I watched him in that tournament run. He's a clutch player. He can turn it on when he needs to. I think so. He can. He's a ball handler. He's a shot creator, and he's a guy that can take over a game. And I feel like maybe a new location for him will be good, especially playing in the Pac-12 because in the Pac-12 regular season matters. In the ACC, it's rivalry games and then the ACC tournament. I feel like the regular season isn't prioritized as much. In the Pac-12, we rely heavily on the regular season because we have no postseason because all the teams they suck. So we don't get into the postseason other than the top few, which then lose to Princeton in the first round. So I'm excited for that. I think he's going to be a nice fit for this Arizona team.
That'll be good for him. Obviously, didn't have to worry about transfer credits to Arizona. No. Don't have to worry about that down there. So yeah.
Literally, our top program is pharmacy at
Oh.
the University of Arizona. So if that tells you anything about our academics.
It'll be interesting. I will like having Bill Walton on the call and all these awesome Pac-12 teams, USC, and now Arizona. So here we go.
USC with Bronny James, and they got another high recruit too. I forget what his name is, but
Collier or whatever his name is.
Yeah, he was like the top recruit in the nation.
Yeah, they still have Boogie Ellis and some other guys. So
wonder how UCLA is going to be doing this year. They lost a lot of veterans for their team, which is weird to say for college. But so yeah, Caleb Love gets the full show me show experience. North Carolina with Cam, and then Arizona with me. And who knows, if it doesn't work out at Arizona, he enters back to the transfer portal. Who's going to be the top recruit? Mizzou. He would just get the triple crown for the show me show, which would be something that will never happen again. Wow, I would confidently say. So yeah, say hello to that.
All right. I'm not going to elaborate, but my kiss it goodbye is tomfoolery. There you go.
I think you said that earlier. All right, I'll stick in college basketball in the basketball realm for my kiss it goodbyes. Kobe Brown. So he officially announced that he's staying in the NBA draft. He will not be coming back to Mizzou, so we can officially kiss goodbye Kobe Brown. Incredible career, great Mizzou Tiger. And on top of this, we can officially close the book on the Conzo Martin era. He was the last remaining player from the Conzo Martin regime, so we can officially kiss goodbye Conzo Martin, which probably is good for our program.
Yeah, but God bless Kobe Brown.
We wish him all the very best.
Yeah, I would stay in the draft too. He rose up some boards into the 40s, so I don't blame him.
Oh yeah, he's going to get some money. He's probably going to get an opportunity, at least in the summer league. And then and my other kiss of goodbye, Carmelo Anthony. He retired. So
happy trails.
And then another bonus, Sailor, which you didn't talk about, but the legendary sports writer for the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, Rick Hummel, did pass away.
Say hello?
No, did I say Sailor?
Yeah.
I meant kiss of goodbye.
Yeah.
A sad kiss of goodbye to Rick Hummel. He was really the spirit of the Post-Dispatch. I know Derek Gould, who's probably the most well-known writer for the Post-Dispatch now. I know Rick Hummel had a huge impact on Derek Gould. So really just a sad one there for the St. Louis community. But yeah, and that is our show. So thank you guys for tuning in, especially if you listened past the Ryan Jostes interview to us just ramble on about nonsense for the last 40 minutes here. Thank you for that. And make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed the show, pass it on to a friend if you enjoyed the show, and hopefully you start following Ryan in his career paths with Mizzou. So I hope you become a Ryan Jostes fan. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Wow. No way that's what I look like.
He doesn't look like that.
Maybe it was the wind blowing or
I think it's Photoshop.
it could have been photoshopped.
That's
Like
just me.
Rennick has some weird Dungeons and Dragons stuff that he could have done.